Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday School. It's our opportunity at the beginning of every Sunday School time to do a song together. We're going to do a new song each month. And since we're starting with creation this month, I thought it would be a good thing to sing about the King who is the King of all creation. It's a song we might have learned in Vacation Bible School, but it's a good one nonetheless. It's called King of the Jungle. And here's how it goes. I'll say a phrase and you can repeat it. And we'll stick the hand motions in together. We really didn't need my friend Bill this month. He might be back in the future. Let's give this a try. Who's the king of the jungle? And then you go like an ape. Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? And then you make bubble sounds. Bubble, 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 bubble. Who's the king of the universe? And universe, you put a big world over your head. And who's the king of me? And you point to yourself. His name is Jesus. And then you say, yes. That spells Jesus, by the way. He's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Bubble, 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 bubble. That's all there is to it. Let me sing it once for you with the hand motions, and then we'll sing it all together. It goes like this. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? His name is Jesus. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Then it just repeats again. So let's try that all together. Here we go. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? His name is Jesus. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bet you can do it a little faster. Let's try. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? His name is Jesus. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Faster than that? We'll give it a shot. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? His name is Jesus. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Can you keep up? We'll go a little faster. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, ooh. Who's the king of the sea? Bubble, bubble, bubble. Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? His name is Jesus. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Bubble, bubble, bubble. All right, how about crazy fast? Can you do crazy fast? Let's try crazy fast. Get ready, shake it out. Here we go. Who's the king of the jungle? Ooh, who's the king of the sea? Blah, blah, blah. Who's the king of the universe? And who's the king of me? His name is Jesus. Yes, he's the king of me. He's the king of the universe, the jungle, and the sea. Blah, blah, blah. That was good. But can you do it super ridiculous fast? This might be an advanced time, but let's give it a shot. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. You did it. Well, we'll practice this each time this month, and then we'll get a new song in November and a new song in December, and we'll learn a whole bunch of songs this year in Bible or Sunday school. So you guys take care, and here's your lesson.
Hi, it is me. Can anybody guess who I am? In today's story, the brothers meet their Joseph and they don't recognize him. Do any of you recognize me? Hold on 1 minute. is Ahmed the camel, and I have missed you so much. Did you recognize me as a pumpkin? Anybody know I was a pumpkin? I was a very good pumpkin, wasn't I? But you didn't recognize me. Just like his brothers didn't recognize Joseph. Okay, good story. I talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hi friends, it's Miss Betsy. I'm so glad to see you. Tonight I wanted to let you know that during Drive-In Communion we are going to do something very exciting. There might be some costumes involved and there might be some trick-or-treat bags for you. So I hope that you come to Drive-In Communion tonight because we are going to have so much fun. I just wanted to let you know that, and then I wanted to talk about the lesson a little bit today. The lesson today has a lot of twists and turns in the story. One minute you think this, and the next minute you think that, and then you think, oh, what happened? I don't know what happened. I have so many questions. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see somebody that you haven't seen in a while, but I want you to guess who it is. And I want you to see, did you guess? You just saw him? Oh, yep. Who was it? It was Ahmed, and you haven't seen Ahmed in so long. He missed you. Yeah, well, just like in the story today, Joseph's brothers don't recognize him. They don't know who he is. So that's one question. Why don't they know who he is? And now I'm going to show you a video of Larry's silly songs, the song of the Sabu. And Archibald, the asparagus, has lots of questions, just like you're going to have about this story. So I hope you stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy Sunday school today because it's crazy. All right. Bye-bye.
And now it's time for Silly Songs with Laddie, the part of the show where Laddie comes out and sings a silly song. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Laddie the Cucumber presents in a sequential image stereophonic multimedia event, the Song of the Sabu.
This is a song about a boy. A song about a little boy and his saboos. A song about a little boy and his 3 saboos. The little boy who had a sick sabu, a sad sabu, and a mute sabu. And also a hippo. This is me at the airport. This is my Aunt Ruth. This is me at a bullfight. This is me fighting a bull. This is me and the bull. This is me and the bull, and I think that's the bull's cousin. He's a sabu.
Hold it! You call this a multimedia event? This is a slide projector and a bedsheet. And what on earth is a sabu, anyway?
It's kind of like a cow. See?
Yes. Well, very good. This could be interesting. Carry on.
Sing it with me. Boy is riding with Sabu. Boy is riding with Sabu. Into town in his canoe. Into town in his canoe. 6 Sabu is rowing and sneezing. Achoo moo moo, achoo moo moo, achoo moo moo, achoo moo 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 moo. Achoo moo moo, 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 achoo moo 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 moo. Hippo chewing on bamboo. Hippo chewing on bamboo. Dancing boy and 3 Sabu. Dancing boy and 3 Sabu. Sad Sabu is rowing and crying. Bahoo moo moo, bahoo moo moo, bahoo moo moo, bahoo moo 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 moo. Hippo seen by Mute Sabu. Hippo seen by Mute Sabu. Tries to tell the other two. Tries to tell the other two. Mute Sabu is waving and grunting.
see them? Is the poor mute Cebu successful in communicating the imminent danger to the other passengers? Is the boy injured? Why is the sad Cebu sad? Is the canoe wood or aluminum?
Oh, look! There's me and Bob at SeaWorld! Oh, wow. Forgot about that one. There's me and that bull again.
You can't just start a song and leave it hanging like that! You know, I've come to expect a lot more from you. This is quite disappointing. I'm going to have to speak to Bob about this.
Oh, look! A Cebu!
Say.
No, wait. That's a water buffalo.
No more song about Cebu. Need another verse or two. Audience is standing and leaving. Bye bye moo, bye bye moo, bye bye moo, bye bye moo, moo, moo. I want my money back.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you're here today. It's circle time. And you know what that means? It means story time. And I'm so excited that we're going to continue the story of Joseph, which you began last week with Mary Lou. Remember? All right. You might have even seen the Joseph puppet. Here he is to help me a little bit at the beginning. All right. So we learned some things about Joseph's life last week. And I must say that some of the things were sort of sad and some of the things were good. And you guys over here are going to help answer some questions about what we learned.
Oh, goody.
Okay, so we just need to keep in mind that even when Joseph has some hard times, God is with him. And so as we do the story and review last week's story, you can think about that. God being with him during hard times as well as good times. All right. So this amazing story of Joseph is in our Bible in the book of Genesis, which is the first book, right? Mm-hmm. All right. In the first book of Genesis, where we found the story of Adam and Eve. And now Joseph's story, part 2, will be coming right up. Do you know how long ago this story took place?
Was it 10 years ago? Maybe 100?
Actually, 1,600 years ago.
1,600.
And do you know where the story takes place? Does anyone know where it takes place?
Well, I don't know, but is it close to Egypt?
Very good. Well, it is called Canaan. And today we say Israel. And so, but back then it was Canaan. And see, I think I have a map here. How many brothers did Joseph have? Does anyone remember that?
Well, Joseph had a lot of brothers. He had 11 brothers. 11!
That is a lot, wouldn't you say? And did they like him?
What do you think?
No, they didn't like it because Jacob gave him that beautiful coat of many colors that he has.
Absolutely.
And
I even have one right here to show you. This is one that most of you could wear. And it was so beautiful, even more beautiful than this, of course, that the brothers were very jealous because they didn't get the same. Okay, why did Joseph's brothers call him the dreamer?
Well, I remember from last week that he had some dreams and he went to tell his brothers and he could tell them all about the dreams and they had to bow down to him, remember? Because he was like a king.
All right, so would you say he bragged and was annoying?
Very, very annoying. And bragged and bragged and bragged and had people bow down to him.
Well, so what scary thing happened to Joseph? One day when he went out to look for his brothers who were working in the field, something happened.
Well, the brothers decided they were going to get rid of him. And they saw some traders that were going by, and they thought, this is our chance. We can throw him in the pit. And they did that first. They threw him in this very, very deep hole. And then when the traders came by, they sold him as a slave. Whew, that was scary.
So I would say this was a very sad, tragic day for Joseph, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sad. Because, oh, by the way, the brothers got some money from the traders. Yeah.
How much money?
I will show you. They didn't have dollars back then. They had shekels. Silver, real silver. 20. And so they walked off with the silver, and poor Joseph went with the traders. I don't know if he got to ride a donkey or not, but it was a long, long journey. And it was a very sad day for Joseph and for his brothers. Because I think that they sinned. That was a sin what they did, don't you?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
So, in today's story, Joseph is now living in Egypt. He is a slave. He was bought, he was sold, and then bought again. Now he has 2 years of being a slave. But guess what? There's some good luck. He has become known as a person that can interpret or explain dreams. Now, who's in charge in Egypt?
Well, I think it's the king or maybe the pharaoh.
This is true. So Pharaoh heard that Joseph could help him and understand these dreams that he was just bound to get to the bottom of. What is this about? And Joseph was able to explain to Pharaoh, you're dreaming about a time when you will have no food in Egypt. Does anyone know what a famine is?
Well, yeah, I think you just told us. It's when all of the crops that they plant dry up because there's no rain.
Yes, plants must have rain to grow. And when they don't grow, then you're not able to make flour and you're not able to make bread.
No food.
So Joseph said, here's what I suggest you do, Pharaoh. Joseph, do you want to tell Pharaoh that? You need to store food because you're going to have 7 years that are really good years for the crops. Store that extra food from those years so that when the 7 bad years come, famine, then you'll have enough food. And Pharaoh said, that is brilliant. I now make you my second in command of food. Second in command. Now, I need to let you know that the famine and even Joseph's brothers and fathers back in Canaan were starving. They had no food because the crops did not produce. All right? Jacob, Joseph's father, who doesn't know where Joseph is. He doesn't know anything. They think he's gone. Any case, I just wanted to say that. Jacob says to his sons, 10 sons, he says, go to Egypt where I have heard that they have food in Egypt to sell. Go and get food for the family. They make that long trip to Egypt from Canaan. Okay? And when they get there, they go to see the man in charge of food. Who do you think that is? Who is that?
Well, that was Joseph, their brother.
Oh my goodness. Well, Joseph, if you were in charge of food and your brothers who had once done something very, very, very mean to you, like sell you to, would you give them food?
Well, I think Joseph probably felt very bad for his brothers. Maybe he gave them food.
Well, you know, Joseph was a kind person, and he not only gave them food, but he did not charge them for it. He allowed each of the 10 brothers to fill bags, big bags, with grain. And Joseph got all that together for them. And guess what? He also made a nice meal for them that night. And praise the Lord, I think. Okay, so Joseph followed the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In other words,
That's a good rule.
Yes.
and so that's the end of our story. And I just have a very short prayer for us to do together. Just listen. Dear God, help us stay strong when we have problems. For you use bad things to make good things for us. In your name we pray. Amen.
The Faithful Hall of Fame. Joseph. This is Joseph.
Hey!
Who was the son of Israel and Rachel. But he had 11 brothers who hated him and sold him into slavery. After being put in jail, Joseph told of the future of Egypt when he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, and Joseph found favor with the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh made Joseph a leader in his kingdom. Just as Joseph had told the Pharaoh, Egypt had 7 years of abundance. Then the 7 years of abundance came to an end, and the 7 years of famine began. Just as Joseph had said. But the Egyptians had food to eat because Joseph had planned for the famine. There was famine in all the other lands, and many came to Joseph to buy food. There was even a famine in the land that Joseph came from. So when Israel heard that there was grain in Egypt, he sent his sons to buy some. But Israel did not send Benjamin with the others because he was afraid that harm might come to him. When Joseph's brothers came to him, Joseph recognized them, but he pretended to be a stranger. So Joseph decided to test his brothers. He had his interpreter tell them to send for Benjamin, who had stayed home. And then he threw his brothers in jail for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph let all but one of the brothers take grain to their starving households with the instruction to bring Benjamin back. But Joseph provided for his brothers' journey and gave them grain and silver. The brothers did exactly as Joseph instructed, as they were scared that God was punishing them for what they had done to Joseph so many years before. They traveled home to their father's house, then back to Egypt. Now that he had seen that they brought Benjamin, Joseph was overwhelmed, so he released the brother who was still in prison. But Joseph decided to play one more trick on his brothers. He sent the brothers away but told his servant to hide his silver cup in Benjamin's bag. Then Joseph told the servant to go after the brothers and retrieve the cup. The brothers hadn't traveled far before the servant stopped them and accused them of stealing the cup. Joseph could no longer control himself before his attendants. He made them leave so he could be alone with his brothers, and he told his brothers who he really was.
Ta-da!
He told them of his life and all he had experienced, and he forgave them for what they had done. God was with Joseph and took care of him and showed him favor. the faithful Hall of Fame, Joseph. This is Joseph,
Hey!
who was the son of Israel and Rachel.
Ah.
He was his father's favorite, so his brothers hated him
Oh.
and sold him into slavery.
Yeep.
You see, Joseph was taken to Egypt,
Ooh.
and Potiphar, one of the Pharaoh's officials, bought him for his household. God was with Joseph, and he did well in Potiphar's house.
Oh.
Potiphar saw that God made everything Joseph did a success,
Aha.
so he put Joseph in charge of his whole house.
Yeah.
And God blessed Potiphar's house because of this. Potiphar's wife saw how well Joseph was doing in the house, and she wanted to make him do bad things.
Blah.
Joseph ran away from her because he wanted nothing to do with someone who would try to make him do the wrong thing. This made Potiphar's wife angry, and she wanted to be rid of Joseph.
Huh?
So she lied and made Potiphar believe that Joseph had done the bad things that she wanted him to do. Potiphar burned with anger against Joseph and sent him to prison. While Joseph was in prison, again, he did well, and the warden soon made him responsible for all that was done there. God was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. When 2 full years had passed, Pharaoh was having unsettling dreams. Pharaoh did not understand his dreams, so he sent for Joseph.
Hey.
Pharaoh asked Joseph to tell him the meaning of his dreams. With God's help, Joseph told Pharaoh that the dreams told of what could come in the future, and he explained all the dreams to the Pharaoh. Pharaoh believed that what Joseph was saying was true. He trusted Joseph as a wise man, and he put him in charge of the land of Egypt, of Pharaoh's palace, and of all his people.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Amy and I'm going to show you how to make a puppet of Joseph using a paper bag.
The supplies that you will receive in your packet is a Xerox copy of Joseph's coat and a paper bag. The first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to decide how to color Joseph's coat. You could use a rainbow stripe like I've done here, or you can do a graphic design like I've done here. You could make the design in pencil beforehand, like this. I'm using zigzags and use very bright colors, or you could draw a pattern on it with crayons. I chose one of each. I chose a rainbow color and I chose the tribal, but you can do whatever makes you feel happy. So the first thing you do is you color the coat, and then after you've completely colored the coat with your crayons, then you'll want to take your scissors and cut out along the black lines, like that. After it's cut out, then you'll set it aside, and then you'll get your paper bag, and on the front of the bag, at the very top, color that face on the top of the bag. You'll put closed eyes and eyelashes, and I like to use a black for that. And then you'll open the bag and you'll draw the eyes and the nose and the mouth using the other crayons. Once that's done, you put the glue on the bag. So you'll put some glue dots around the sides and in the middle and not too close to the top. So that goes on like that. And that'll need to dry. Once it's dry, you'll have a puppet you can play with and you can pretend you're Joseph and you've just gotten a beautiful coat from your father that you can enjoy. I hope you enjoy this craft and be creative. Make some fun patterns on Joseph's coat. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.